It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see the only two teams to meet in the Super Bowl 3 different times. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen here. Greg, we've been around for a minute, as the kids like to say. I called your games. There are guys who you played with back in your day who are now the veteran players in the league, and we got a couple of veterans here at quarterback. What a difference it makes for a team when they come in with a guy who knows what he's doing back at quarterback.
Oh, and it really does. And remember, Mike, the only way to gain experience is to gain experience. There's no magic formula. You got to be in the fire, make mistakes, make great plays, learning lessons. The more you see, the better you get. And no position is that more magnified than in the NFL at the quarterback position. So the fact that these guys have played so many games, so many seasons, they've seen so much, that's a huge advantage for each of these teams. Now the question is, in today's matchup, who comes out on top?
The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They run on the jet sweep. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 7 yards.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run it right here with Warren. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on 3rd and inches. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got the first down, not by a whole lot. Only gets 3. That's all he needed for a new set of downs.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Rodgers. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up fourth down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And here we see Dak Prescott taking the field, Mike, coming off what a lot of people thought was an MVP caliber season. He finished runner-up, of course, to Lamar Jackson. And people love to nitpick Dak's game. I don't know if it's because he plays for the Cowboys and people love to hate. But regardless, he is as talented as they come. He is the leader of that team. He needs to have the postseason success that he has found in the regular season. Once he does that, I'm not sure what's left to nitpick.
Second down and 8. Dak to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here's second and 2. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. Second down, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He'll try and get there on the ground.
Good awareness there on third down. He's thinking there's nothing there. Tuck it and head for the sticks. He's able to get the first down himself, avoid any big contact, and the biggest thing is he keeps the drive alive.
So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. What will the second quarter have in store? And we're back to the Steel City after this. Couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10 up at the 42. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Trying the left side. Here goes Williams. And he'll take this one forward for about 3. And that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Dak can throw it here on first down. He's got the open man. That's Jalen Tolbert. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got a man. It's CeeDee Lamb.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Now a second down throw for Prescott. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And a short pickup down inside the 10. On second down, a run with Williams. And this time, he's in. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Cowboys. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Cowboys will take a 7-0 lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Steelers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. Throwing, Rodgers. Metcalf, left side, he's got it. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. It's Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd down and 9. To throw is Rodgers. That's caught. Right side, it's Freiermuth. And he's going to have the 1st down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Rodgers. He'll go right back to Freiermuth. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. In trouble, and down he goes. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Rodgers. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down, and it's an incompletion. Deron Bland. Good coverage, and he gets his hands on that one.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are on the board just before halftime.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Cowboys offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here, the pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
This offense came into this drive hoping to extend their narrow lead, Mike, but instead, after first down, they find themselves in 2nd and forever following that big sack right out of the gate.
So we've reached the intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report. It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with a solid first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. I think we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Prescott. To the left side, he's got Ferguson. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive. You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Dak. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
On 3rd down, Prescott. To the left side, caught by Lamb. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Toward the sideline, that's pulled in by Lamb.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Pistol now for Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Again, Prescott to the air. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
A quick slant taken by Lamb. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Handoff here, up the middle. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3, with Deshaun Elliott on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Now Prescott. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. He pulls it in around the 5. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll try to run it with Williams. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
Mike, these are the spots that if I was a play caller, I think I'm calling up something down the field. You know the defense is really packed in tight, anticipating a run. Now's the time, play action and throw it over their head. They take a little bit more of a conservative approach, still get stopped.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Javonte Williams. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Aubrey now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Cowboys extend their advantage to 14-3. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Patterson now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Steelers' offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He'll get that one to Patterson, complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
He'll get this one to his safety valve, complete. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter. You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
Drive begins with a run by Williams. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
They'll go again with Williams. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the option, here's Williams. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. It's another run here for Williams. And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he'll get about 5. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Here's a handoff to Williams. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
They'll drop to throw. Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the 1st down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on 4th down.
Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. Prescott now. This is intercepted. That's into the hands of T.J. Watt, and the Steelers are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
Just think back to a few plays ago, Mike. This offense is finding themselves entering the red zone. It looked like we're about to see a touchdown, but that's how fast things can change in this game. The defense finds themselves with their back against the wall, coming up with a huge 4th down stop. Not only do they keep points off the board, but it's nicer to do it when you come off with the ball in your hand.
The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Second down, Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. That is brought in. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be first and goal.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Adds to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target, and it'll lead to a second and goal.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. And right now, the timing, the spacing, it's just not matching up.
Third and goal for Aaron Rodgers. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
That's going to be caught. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. They didn't quite get the shutout they were hoping for and likely deserved. This was a tremendous defensive performance. They held the other guys to just a field goal, that's all. And that defensive unit was the driving force in this victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.